themselves backstage one. Looks like they want to get their SmackDown score to spare. Started early against the Gridiron Greats for their own tag team championships.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it's for the Underground Championship. On his way to the ring, he's the challenger from Baltimore, Maryland. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Spike!
And what's the deal with Phil Mullins, the Destroyer, backstage? We thought for sure by this time this week that we were going to find out what happened between Vicious and the Precious Player back at Gang Warfare. But what my understanding is something totally controversial happened, and those two won't even allow us to even know what it's about. That just pisses me off for sure. Well, up next here is for the Spike and challenge for the Underground Champion Planet X. After Spike won this number one contender spot last week by beating Mitch Larson and Sombriato in a triple threat match to become the contender. And now here he comes, the glory of the universe, the man who won the Underground Championship by defeating the Destroyer a month ago. Now with one loss under his belt, Planet X.
Now introducing his opponent, he is the current Underground Champion from the Cosmos, the glory of the universe, Planet X.
God, I can't believe, look at Planet X here. Body covered head to toe in bandages, with all those burns he sustained that claim to fame. If you saw claim to fame, you would have saw what happened. What Von Creed did to him. He detonated the pyro on the stage right where Von Creed's body was laid. Right where Planet X's body was laying on the stage. And Von Creed had 600 bits responsible for these burns that Planet X sustained. He sustained like these 20 to 30% of his body is all covered in second or third degree burns, having covered these bandages. That's just a testament to show how tough this man is. Still competing. Of course, this explains exactly why Planet X wasn't here last week. You know, because he was kind of recovered from these burns. And now look at this. Referee Bob Arnold going to be officiating the second top match of the evening. This time for the Underground Championship between Spike and Planet X. For Spike, has never been Underground Champion, never been competed in the number contender match for the Underground Championship.
Lockjaw, you thought 20 or 30 degree burns on Planet X, but not even close. After claim to fame, I had a chance to look at the medical record Planet X that the doctors gave me, and it turns out that over 80% of his body had third degree burns on him. And that's why you see the bandage wrapped all the way around his body, and of course his lower extremities as well, but his pants, God, I got a new pair of pants there.
Must be. Look at this. Planet X in no time displaying his strength and winning desire on Spike here. Fortunately, the rolling thunder on the Spike. And this could be perhaps one of Spike's toughest bouts to date. I mean, Spike in the early days of UWA, I guess, Planet X wasting no time going for a pin. I mean, Spike, through history, feuding with the likes of Perfect Cell, Broly, the McDougal brothers, Gene Starlin, Outlaws. Of course, we don't forget his successful tag team title career with his partner Jet Black. Obviously, ever since Spike came back from UWA last year, he started back up his singles career. I'm sure he may have beaten the people like the Convict and other tremendous adversaries, but facing Planet X is going to be a totally different ballgame for Spike.
Got that right. In Spike's eyes, it might be more prestigious if he can, knock out Planet X here. I don't think he even cares about the Underground title.
Well, at least I might have to disagree with that comment. Sure, it's one thing to defeat Planet and survive after Planet X, but having the Underground Championship around your waist, having your name engraved on that title belt, the most prestigious belt you can acquire in all professional wrestling. I mean, being Underground Champion signifies that you're the most fearless, determined, most proudest warriors ever to enter a ring in the entire world. I mean, all the men who's ever worn or competed for the Underground Championship were by far the most high risk, throw caution to the wind, most determined, proud warriors in all the entire world. We're talking about the likes of the Destroyer, Goman, Mitch Watterson, Sombriato, and the list goes on of all the people who won that belt. But this Spike can win the Underground Championship. That's just going to cement himself as one of the top stars in all professional wrestling today.
Spike tried to pop out the sock, the arm of the sock, and Planet X though tried to bring it back with that ankle lock. Now he's threw it back up on the feet. Spike's got that headlock applied. Applying the boots there. Spike reaching over the turnbuckle. He's exposed to turnbuckle. Planet X, I'm not sure if he saw it. Spike's body might have been blocking. Spike reverses, tries to, oh God, pulls him back, that snap power slam. Next, dragging Spike here in the middle of the ring here, trying to go for a cover, I assume. Wait, he turns him over, mounts from behind. Let's kill the clutch on him. Spike using his power to muscle out of it.
Back to Spike Underground Championship. One other reason what makes the Underground Championship so damn prestigious. Remember, folks, back at Pandemonium 7, when Samoa Joe made his debut in the UWA, he won the Underground Championship. And what happened to him, folks? Well, Samoa Joe went on to be one of the biggest superstars in all of UWA. He main evented back-to-back Pandemoniums and became a two-time UWA champion. Speaking of Samoa Joe, folks, he did make his return at Swerve Despair. But believe it or not, folks, both these men here tonight, and Planet X, on the top of that spear, diving down the entire distance of the ring there. Referee Bob Arnold with the pin here. But Spike, look at that, getting his shoulder up at the last second, literally at the last second. Folks, it's already announced that Spike and Planet X have also been added to the Swerve Despair match on February 7th. So I'm sure these two men will have a chance to compete in the main event at Pandemonium 10. And also, folks, you can go to the callworldUWA.webs.com, our official UWA website, to find out the entire list of men and women that will be competing in the Swerve Despair matches on Swerve Despair. Be sure to check that out, folks.
Watching this matchup, Brock, you'll notice something else. Spike is meticulously working on the burnt parts of Planet X's body. He's working on the ribs, the spine, and the arms, and of course the face, exposed face right here. It's ramming into the turnbuckle. God, those bandages don't seem to have very much protection there. That's what the material is, but it's not that hard.
This happens in wrestling all the time. I'm sure every time you see a wrestler wearing bandages, you always want to say this. Oh, Spike, that swanton on a Planet X off the top rope here. Oh, wait a minute. And look at this. Spike throwing Planet X. These huge lefts and rights onto that burnt face of Planet X, that a weakened part of his body. And look at this. Oh, that knee. That gateway shuffle. That knee, that burnt face of Planet X. I don't know how Planet X is going to kick out of this. Look at that, putting the hand right on Planet X's face. And Planet X, this is what I'm telling you, folks. Planet X is not a normal, he's not even human. No mortal can even kick out of that onslaught there. The gateway shuffle, focusing all the offense on Planet X's face where both burn marks were. But anyways, folks, look at this. Planet X going to continue the assault on the Spike here. Look at this Spike. Look at, they're on the receiving end of that sidewalk slam.
Out with Planet X going up high risk here. Will it pay off? Once again, induce sales to the crowd. Winds up and drops the fist down.
And we saw earlier tonight, look at this, playing to the pin here. And only got into 2, but I thought for sure that was a 3-count blow from my point of view. But folks, you might have noticed how you were saying, you see how Spike was focusing on all the burnt parts of Planet X's body. But you know what, folks, I'm sure throughout the entire wrestling history, anytime a man sustains an injury, they always had to cover it up with a bandage. I'm sure everyone's minds, every time they see that, they just want to say, that's just a target, that's just a bullseye. That's exactly what Spike is thinking, going for those weakened body parts, you know, of Planet X's body there. And look at this. They have grapevine the leg with that ankle lock.
Planet X stalking Spike kills the Hydra Collider! Oh my, that has to be all here, folks. He hooks the leg. Could it be it for Spike here? Oh, wait a minute, Spike! Able to get the shoulder up. The last possible second. My goodness, I thought that was it for sure. Hardly anyone's ever kicked out of that maneuver. Spike with a huge upset there, able to survive.